From Mayaro to Blacksburg and on to Rio de Janeiro, the journey of Cleopatra Borel is one punctuated by persistence and determination and an iron will to succeed. The four-time Olympian, by her own admission, went from being a horrible shot putter to eventually winning the NCAA's indoor title in 2002. In this installment of I'm Every Woman, Dion Batiste tells us more about Cleo's journey from a remote fishing village in Mayaro to placing 7th at the 2016 Olympics in Rio.
Cleo says her family has always been supportive of her decision to pursue shot put professionally. She giggled as she shared a pledge she made to her father.
But my dad's response was to make me pledge and promise that I'd never do any sort of anabolic steroids or anything illegal to try and be a good athlete, that I would do it the right way.
Upon her return to Trinidad in 2012, Cleo says she found it a bit challenging to be taken seriously as a female athlete aspiring to represent Trinidad and Tobago on the world stage.
You know, I've had administrators saying to me that other male athletes are trying to be professional athletes and not including me amongst the group of professional athletes. And I really didn't understand why, because I was very active on the circuit. And I saw myself as a professional, but the administrators didn't. And I felt like a lot of it had to do with the fact that I was female.
So how did she get the naysayers to sit up and really acknowledge her?
I think by my consistent competition, not just for the national team, but also on the international circuit. I've been consistent for many, many years, over a decade, and I think with that they realize that I'm a professional trying to do this in a professional way.
Cleo says she is happy with who she is, where she is, and all that she's accomplished. Looking back on her journey, she says she wouldn't change a thing.
That if I changed anything in the past, perhaps I wouldn't be at this point. So I'm happy with my journey as it is, and I wouldn't change anything in my past, because as I mentioned earlier, even my failures, like my failure to make the national team in 2003, led to a greater determination to make the Olympic standard and to make the Olympic team in 2004.
The dedicated athlete says one of the highlights of her career was winning gold at the 2015 Pan American Games.
Because I feel like it was at a time where the country was really ready to embrace sport, to embrace the throwing the events. And I feel like it will have an impact for many years to come. And also making it to the finals at the Olympic Games. I think that those are my two career highlights.
And how does she manage to keep herself motivated through the challenging times? Cleo says she remains focused on goals she set for herself.
Additionally, I also ask myself on a regular basis, am I happy with what I'm doing today? Am I pleased with what I'm going to do? And as yet in track and field, I have not had so many consecutive days where I'm not happy with what I'm about to do. And so I can keep going. But also, once I make a commitment to something, I like to see it through to the very end.
As a young child, Cleo says she was greatly inspired by athletes who visited her school. Because of this, she now looks forward to similar speaking engagements as she hopes to inspire as she once was. Dion Batiste, C News.